something that I see in the influencer community is overconsumption being pushed, and I don't feel right about that in my spirit because I know that it promotes comparison, but it's still like hard as a human, like when you want to like control a certain experience that you're going through and you just simply can't. Like if you're so consumed with what's happening on social media and not like actually living your life, like that's a problem. A lot of times on YouTube, people will make their lives seem very glamorous and put together and perfect in a way that's just simply like not realistic at all. Hey guys, I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Gabrielle, and today I am going to be talking about something that I think that we all struggle with, which is comparison. And I'm gonna get really raw and honest, and I hope that that's okay with you because that's how life is. It's raw and honest, and it's not just surface level stuff that we deal with. So before I get started, if you wouldn't mind liking this video and subscribing if you enjoy my content, and I would love to make more videos in the upcoming weeks about other topics that we all struggle with, and just other faith related topics or outfit ideas, things like that. So I will go ahead and get into it, but before I do, I would like to pray. Dear God, thank you so much for this opportunity that I have to share my heart with other people. I pray that it will be received well. I pray that you will bless the words that are coming out of my mouth. I pray that if someone does relate to this at all, that it will just uplift them and remind them that they are not alone. I pray that you will guide my conversation and that my heart will just be postured in the correct way towards you, and just completely surrender to what you want me to say in this video. Amen. Okay. So I made myself some tea. I just started my period this morning, so I feel horrible, but tea usually does help me, so I just hit my tooth. So something that I want to talk about today, the whole topic of this video, is going to be comparison. And I know that that sounds super cliche, and that's something that we talk about a lot in Christian circles, you know, comparison, blah, 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 like, don't struggle with comparison, that God made you uniquely. Okay, well that's nice to say, but it's harder to apply, and so I just want to share some of the things that I've been struggling with lately, and just hopefully you guys relate. And then I thought maybe I would put a biblical spin on it because it definitely helped me a lot. So something that I've struggled with is wanting to not even be an influencer, but I want to share my opinions about life with other people because I think that they're valuable. But something that I see in the influencer community is overconsumption being pushed, and I don't feel right about that in my spirit because I know that it promotes comparison, especially when it's like, okay, this is the fall, these are the 10 new sweaters that you need, and this is the 14 pairs of leggings that you need, and all of that. And like obviously like there's some good things that you find sometimes that you want to share with people, but I don't think that it's healthy to have like an overconsumption mindset, even when it comes to buying a home or buying a car or buying a new laptop or like whatever it is. I feel like it is pushed so heavily. I guess I'm just like trying to find the balance of sharing things that I love and that I use and I enjoy with others, and also not making people feel like they are pressured to buy certain things even when they don't have the money to buy them, because I never want someone to be in that position. And the next thing I want to talk about is just comparison when it comes to seasons of life, and this is probably where I'm going to camp out for the next 10 minutes. But, you know, in high school, that's really when comparison starts, I feel like. I mean, it starts way earlier, to be honest, right? But that's when it really becomes in the forefront of our minds. So we're seeing all of our friends get their license or get a car or get accepted into their dream university. And we start to like nitpick our friendships, our relationships, because we don't feel adequate enough. We don't feel like we're good enough. And then it carries on throughout college, whether it's with grades or extracurricular activities or everyone around you having a boyfriend when you don't, or you know, especially with going to Liberty, everyone suddenly getting engaged and getting married. And it's like, okay, we're only 20. And that's totally fine. But what I'm saying is there's always something to compare yourself against someone else with. So when Austin and I were dating, I wanted to be engaged so badly, and I constantly was seeing people get engaged. It's almost like when you want something, you see it more like on your social media feed. And so every time I would get on Facebook or Instagram, it would be a new post, and it honestly made me feel terrible about myself because I couldn't stop comparing myself to others. And I've told a few of my friends this, but it really started to affect our relationship in a negative way, to where I felt like he started to feel like he wasn't good enough or he wasn't doing enough because I was like, I just want to be engaged, and that was all I cared about. Well, fast forward, okay, we're finally engaged. Now everyone's getting married. And now my brain is like, okay, why aren't we married? We should just go ahead and get married. And so it's just this constant battle. And even the article that I pulled up to share with you of Bible verses about comparison was talking about the comparison of motherhood, and I was like, oh my gosh, this literally never ends. And the real vulnerable struggle that I want to share with you is two things. So at the beginning of this year, Austin got sick and had to take off of work for about 5-ish months, maybe 6. I'm not that great with math. And you know, the money that we had previously anticipated getting back from taxes, we were like, oh, maybe we will save it for a house. Maybe we'll go, you know, on a nice vacation and save some for a house. We were looking forward to those things. We had to use every single bit of that money to live on because Austin couldn't work. And he was diagnosed with POTS, and so we were so relieved to like finally have a diagnosis. And then he needed to see a specialist, and that's awesome, and they helped him so much, but it was so expensive. And so we started a GoFundMe, which amazingly, like, so many people were gracious and sacrificed and helped us in so many ways to be able to afford that. But still, after not working for 5 months, that's a lot of money that you do miss out on when you're trying to save for something, especially like for a home. It's just been really hard on us. I even had additional money saved up on the side in my like old bank account, and we had to use all of that too. I've just never been in a situation like this, and it has been really hard. And that being said, that like I have seen God provide for us in every way, but it's still like hard as a human, like when you want to like control a certain experience that you're going through and you just simply can't. And you know, God has blessed him a ton. He's got an amazing new job, but he just started it last month, and we realized, because our lease ends in March, and to be honest, the apartment that we're in has a lot of issues and mold and things that I think have made me sick. Like, honestly, since the time that we moved in, I've had a lot of allergies, a lot of sickness, a lot of random things pop up, and it was really important to us to only sign a 6-month lease so that we could leave in March. And just realizing that we don't have the employment history that we need to like apply for a loan, and we don't have the money saved because we depleted all of it trying to live because he didn't have a job for so long. It's just really hard, and that even ties into like having kids and comparing yourself, because it's like, oh, well, it seems so easy, like everyone on Facebook's getting a new house, or everyone on Instagram, you know, all my friends are like, oh, like, and it's really exciting, but I more so mean like not my close friends, but like people that I know from a distance. You can so easily compare yourself to them when you don't really know their story, right? Like, I'm sure people could do that for us too, like for whatever reason. This kind of ties into having kids. Like I said, we got married a 1.5 years ago, and you know, at first I was like, I don't really want kids like anytime soon. I want to travel, I wanted this, I wanted that, like. And I think that that's so exciting, but for me personally, I just like didn't see myself doing that anytime soon until I started my job at the beginning of the year, and I've been working with kids for almost a year, and it's really changed my perspective. And like, so Austin and I have talked about like having kids, and it's not like something that we are like actively trying to do, but it's also not something that we're actively not trying to do. So there's 2 layers to this. Basically, like every month, if I'm like even like 1 day late, I'm like, oh my gosh, like maybe we're gonna have a baby, like I don't know. And I get kind of excited in the back of my mind. Like, obviously it's scary, but I have lots of friends that have kids, so I've seen them handle it with so much grace and maturity and like still balancing their lives and their hobbies, and anyways, it's just really inspiring. So it obviously like encourages me and makes me want to have kids. And so every month when I do start my period, like, I'm just being real, like, I do get sad. Like, even this morning I was like 2 days late and I just got really sad, and that's tied into like buying a home also, because we probably couldn't like continue to be in a 1-bedroom apartment if we wanted to try to have a baby, and then realizing that, you know, maybe we'll have to rent for another year or two, then it like puts off having kids. And I literally was like thinking about that this morning, and I don't know, like, it's just like a weird like gut reaction. I just felt like sick to my stomach thinking about that. I just don't think I'm meant to wait 2 more years in my mind. And it's so hard to like want to control these situations and compare yourself to other people who are having kids and all of that. And last night I literally broke down crying with Austin on the couch, and I was like sobbing hysterically for like 40 minutes. And I don't think we really understand the ins and outs of people's lives like that, like what people are truly going through. And then the last piece to this is, I know that social media addiction plays into comparison. So if you are addicted to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, you are not the only one. And I've definitely like tried to set limits with myself, but it's really, really hard. Sorry, my cramps are hurting really bad. I just know that social media can be such a gift to connect with people, but it can also be such a tool to not only divide people, but take away from your real life. Like, if you're so consumed with what's happening on social media and not like actually living your life, like, that's a problem. It can definitely lead to being distant to God, which leads to comparison, and seeing others' lives, which leads to comparison, and it all ties in together. And I will say, like, I really have not done a good job lately of really truly pressing into like God's spirit and like where he's leading me and what he wants for Austin and I, and even just like a plan for us. And you have to like get real with yourself and check in with yourself and see if you are doing those things. And another piece to this that I would like to share is from Galatians 1 verse 10, which says, "For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ." That like puts everything into perspective for me, and it's honestly really hard for me. Like, even with like making a video for my YouTube channel, right? Like, my brain thinks, oh, well, making an outfit video of like cute outfits for the winter, or like how I thrift or whatever, that would please man because that's what man wants to hear. And something that I do feel like God has been speaking to me lately is like, what is the point of you having a YouTube channel? Like, are you just gonna be out here like sharing cute things with people, which is like awesome, and obviously God wants that and he wants us to be creative, but it's such a powerful avenue to be able to impact people and to be able to share God's love with them, be able to share biblical convictions with people, things like that. And that's something that I've really been wrestling with, and God, I feel like, has been showing me like, what was the point of you making a YouTube channel? Like, was it for the approval of man, like of your friends, of your family, to prove that like you did it? Or was this like a passion that I gave you years ago that you never did until this year, so that you could share my word and my spirit with other people? And it's really hard for me because I don't want to surrender control of what I want, and I feel like that's been a theme my entire life. But it's just hard, okay? Like, when God asks you to like give something up or to kind of shift your direction, it's truly hard. Another verse that I will share is Hebrews 13:5, which says, "Keep your life free from the love of money and be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you." I don't know why I'm literally crying to all of these, but I wouldn't say that I've necessarily struggled with a love of money my whole life, but I think because of the way I grew up and thinking, well, we've got to like cling on to this money really tightly because like we don't have enough or whatever, I think that's really impacted me. And it's not made me like love money necessarily, but just be very protective over what I use it for. And it's so easy to get caught up in like, oh, well, we just got a new job, so we have this, or we, you know what I mean? And it's so easy to forget, like, literally 7 months ago, like, Austin couldn't work. He got diagnosed with POTS. We had no money, and like, so many people took care of us and were so kind. And it's like, that was God's provision. And it's so easy just to forget God's provision. And even over the last few years, like, with different situations, different jobs, different, like with the host family that I lived with the people that supported me in my job when I was in my worship residency, like, it's so easy to forget about every single one of those people, but it's like, I cannot live my life and like take those for granted, because that was God's provision for me in that season. Another area of comparison that I struggle with, especially in high school, was on worship teams, and it's honestly kind of like resurfaced in the last few years. Well, really like the last year. And I was also competing in high school for like musical competitions. It really, in a sad, twisted way, like, it was a Christian competition. I feel like it did pit people against each other who all had unique callings from God on their life, and it's like, you cannot compare yourself to someone else's calling. Like, how someone else is going to impact the world and reach them for the Lord is going to be totally different than the way you are going to impact them. So anyway, this verse, which you guys probably all know, is Romans 12 verse 4 through 8, which says, "For as in one body we have many members, and the members do not all have the same function. So we, though many, are one body in Christ, and individually members of another. Having gifts that differ according to the grace given to us, let us use them. If prophecy, in proportion to our faith. If service, in our serving. The one who teaches, in his teaching. The one who exhorts, in his exhortation. The one who contributes, in generosity. The one who leads, with zeal. And the one who does acts of mercy, with cheerfulness." And so we all have so many different giftings from the Lord, whether it's giving our time to people, making food for someone, you know, giving someone a gift, being kind to them, being a servant to them. We all have so many different giftings, even if we were lined up in a room and we're all like amazing singers, or like whatever it is, like, out of those 5 people, every single one of us are going to be different and have a different calling. And it's so easy to forget that, because our society pushes like comparison and working hard to be the best. And it's like, yes, it's important to work hard and do your best, but it's not important to be the best, because we all are so different. So anyway, I think my rant is ended, but like, I just want to encourage you that if you are going through a hard season of difficulty and you are comparing yourself a lot to other people, A, you're not alone. B, God wants you to lean into his spirit and ask him for the wisdom and the strength and the knowledge to like differentiate yourself between other people, and the knowledge to honestly like rise above that. And I'm literally working on that right now as we speak. Yeah, it's just like a recent struggle that I've been going through, and Austin and I have been going through together, because we both did feel like it was the right thing to buy a home, and definitely have seriously considered having kids recently. And I feel like a lot of times on YouTube, people will make their lives seem very glamorous and put together and perfect in a way that's just simply like not realistic at all. And I was literally gonna film like a morning in the life this morning, and I was like, okay, I'm literally walking around, I feel terrible, I'm in a t-shirt, I haven't even eaten breakfast, just started my period. I can't like make it look glamorous, like I just can't, that's not real life. So anyways, I love you guys. I want you to know that you're not alone. Please reach out to me if you need someone to talk to. And yeah, I hope that you have a great day and that you enjoyed this video. Love you. Bye.